Hello guys, it's Peter from PS Sound, and now this is part 5 of this crazy 1 week SQ build. This is Sunday now, pretty much last day, although client comes late tomorrow afternoon, so I still have tomorrow to finish things that I actually need quite a lot, because a hell of a lot is left to do. So the freeway is in, you could see from previous videos, mid bass is down there, sail panels are in, although the speakers are not fully put in and bolted in yet. On the other side it's in with a nice trim ring. It will look better once I take the car out to the daylight, but you can have an idea what it's going to be like. The head unit is something entry level that's going to be for DAB, connectivity and all sorts of stuff. The director has to come right underneath the head unit down there. That's in progress. And we will have the HEC BT module to stream to the Helix V8 amp, but that's the front end. Nothing crazy, nothing shouting, other than you could see that the mid bass install is, yeah, a bit silly, but it's worth it. I tested it, powered it up, and Jesus Christ, it's something else for sure. And that's the problem. Whenever I build cars, I don't have time to enjoy them, but I'm gonna make sure that in one of the upcoming parts, when I measure it, tune it, you will see what it's doing and what it measures. So then at the back, what's happening? Yeah, I thought to take a video right now at this stage, because otherwise you won't see what's happening down there. So I copied the floor from the original floor mat, and it's quite cool that floor mat is cut in half. So when you put it in, you have to fold it up. You put it in while it's folded, then you fold it back down. Happy days. But when you wanted to put in a board as big as the whole trunk, it's not going to go in. There's just no way. So I had to cut it in half, and I made it double. So there's a lip underneath here where you see all those bolt points where the second part sits onto, so I can bolt it along. The second part bolts down to the chassis there. Unfortunately, there was no space on the other side, but once it's all bolted to that, it's gonna be fine, because that main board, let's call it main board, that's bolted to the main hook points on each end. And there's another one just under the power cables right there. There's another bolt going down there into the chassis where there was a lip on the edge of the spare wheel. Well, the bolt goes through the nut underneath, so that's definitely holding it down. It's not going to go anywhere. Those are the areas where the speaker cables and control cables and other bits will come in. I don't have the monoblock on the top of it. The monoblock is going to sit on the top of the V8. I don't put that in until all the wiring is done on that amplifier. As you see, power comes in here, as well as earth. Earth is taken from the chassis. You can't see it, it's just underneath this panel. As this is double now, there's a layer underneath, because I only have pieces where it sits up, where it's doubled to keep it in level. And then sub box has to be suspended, because I don't want to have any interaction, any vibration added to the spare wheel well, which is a plastic tub. Yes, I sounded in it on a crazy level and it's soundproofed, but I want to stay away from it. So what's going to happen? Oh, let's take it out. That's just the piece to keep the sub box a bit further up until I measured, but you can see the space underneath. So the sub box, once it gets the top buffle, it's going to bolt around, sit in it, so it'll be nice and secure, and will be suspended away from the spare wheel well. You can see all the cables underneath, but they are going to be pulled back, and all the slack can sit there. Actually, that's going to be a nice snug area, you know, to hide stuff away if you really don't want anyone to find anything in the car. And then, yeah, once this box is in, then sub comes on the top, reversed. Yeah, it's not going to be a practical trunk. I triple checked it with the client, and he was like, no Pete, you do what you want. I rather want a bit of wow factor than having something on the a practical floor. So okay, we will see what I can get out of it in the remaining time, which is not much, but I try to make it slightly practical in case they want to use the trunk, even if the client said no, they can use the rear seats and they're just fine with that. So yeah, Jesus, okay, not much left, day and a half, let's crack on. As I always say, mounting is the most important, well, at least for me. Many people build really fancy looking trunks, but what's behind the panels, you never know that. So this one, yes, it's not finished yet. It's only just the baseboards and the sub enclosure in place. But you can see from all the pictures, plus from the previous shot that I showed to you, that everything is bolted in. All the boards are bolted down to the chassis, and the sub enclosure is also bolted into that space. So, you know, if I move it, the whole car is moving and nothing rattles. So this is something that is going to make a difference, a bigger difference than buying the best subwoofer on the planet. If it's not installed properly, you know, you wouldn't get the results. So this is what people should focus on, I think, first. All right, so this is where I'm gonna leave it. Sunday night, client is coming tomorrow evening, and I'm very close to power it up, but it's normally not the best idea to go to bed if there is an issue, because then you would just go mad. Yes, it's brand new equipment and very good brands I use quite often, but yeah, it's always easier to power everything up with fresh mind. So what I have to finish is to extend the power cables of the director into the power distribution, mount the monoblock properly, because now it's just sitting there, so you can see what the idea is. Before you worry, don't worry, it's not going to scratch the amplifier underneath it. There's a gasket underneath the monoblock, and then bits and bobs, and then it can be powered up. Director has to be mounted, and then I have to tune it before he arrives. So the system should be all up and running. All the speakers have been tested, everything is running fine. The mid bass is, oh my lord, it's gonna be super special. Yeah, sub speaker wiring has to be done, but other than that, it's in a pretty good state. So then Tuesday, before the car is gonna get picked up for delivery, going back to Ireland, it's a good day's drive. So Tuesday is the day for the trim panels. I have to do something effective yet simple. It doesn't have to be a practical trunk, as I was told, but still I want to make sure that there's functional space left in it, except the middle, because I'm a sucker for symmetricity, so I wanted to line these little things up, and client was insisting on having the subwoofer reversed because he's in just love with that nice magnet. I gotta say, these Helix subs, yeah, they look really pretty, and for the money they sound great. They are very musical in sealed enclosure. They work pretty well in sealed. I've used 10s, 12s, 15s, and they all do a great job. So yeah, when people ask me, you know, Pete, what do you think about this? Well, all I can say, you know, I use them quite a lot. I don't use anything I'm not happy with. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it. This is now part 5, end of part 5. Next video maybe Tuesday, because tomorrow I'll be busy, plus I'll be with the client in the evening. So you will see probably when it's fully finished. It's either gonna be a teaser video or something, or yeah, but I'm gonna make sure that there will be a final video showing everything in nice detail, as well as a video showing the tuning, what everyone is, well, everything is doing in the car. So yeah, this is it. Do the usual things, guys. Feel free to share it. People gotta see this, because this is where, you know, it pretty much starts. And actually it's a 1 week install, but in reality it's a two week job for a single man. Yeah, if you had 4 people jumping on it, it would be done in a few days if everyone was on the same level like Lee or me. But yeah, we are not living in that world, unfortunately. So I'm off, and I'll bring the next one very soon. Take care.